Hello, and thank you for joining me. This is going to be a quick video to show everybody how to get logged in and what's the process for the simulation and what you might be experiencing. So here's the login screen, and this will be provided to you by your teacher, so they will give you the link and all that information. You're going to click login, and you're going to go directly to this educator, student, volunteer login. Click on that, and your teacher will have a specific login for you, or if you have a login already set up because your teacher provided you that detail, then just make sure that you have that information available, and then you'll be able to get started. So you type in, everything is case sensitive, so if you have the ability to copy and paste, you're welcome to do that, but everything is case sensitive, as well as numbers and any symbols. So please make sure that you're copying or definitely typing very slowly to get logged into the simulation. Once you have everything set and you click login, you're going to accept terms and conditions. After that, the JA Finance Park virtual simulation will bring you to this very first decision that you get to make, which is creating your avatars. So whatever you decide you want to be in the simulation, you're welcome to click on it. There's a lot of different varieties, so I'm just going to click on one. And once you select your avatar, you're going to hit next. Now it's going to ask you a variety of different questions, and these are going to be some pre-simulation questions, and then when you're done with the simulation, you'll also have the same questions. So how confident are you about your ability to budget? So we'll just click some answers here so we can move along to the simulation so you can see what happens next. So there's 3 of those pre-simulation questions. Now we're going to go into what are you most interested in? So you're going to choose 3 interests, and random life events will happen based on your interests throughout the simulation. So it could be a positive thing or it could be a negative thing, and that will impact your checking or savings accounts. So whatever you click, just make sure it's truly your interest, because again, that will be happening later on in the simulation. You might get some sort of positive or negative, just depending on what happens. So make sure you click those interests, and then when you're done, you're going to hit next. And then it's going to bring you to career clusters. So in this part of the simulation, you'll be able to explore the 16 different career clusters. And you might have already discussed this in class and done some research on it, which is great. So as you click through these buttons, you're going to see all of those are represented here. So if we click on health science, for example, this is going to give you more information as well about different roles and responsibilities for a healthcare profession. So this one is going to be a healthcare social worker, and there's also a career path so that you can kind of see how this particular life situation will advance in JA Virtual Finance Park. It also shows you responsibilities. So I'm going to go with this one, which is the information nurse specialist. So we'll go with that one probably. I think we'll just go with that one. Once you hit select, you're going to move to the next icon. This next decision is going to be about your post-secondary education. So it's time for you to make some choices. So you're going to select the plan to do after high school. And then keep in mind what you selected, that career path, may require you to do a little bit more post-secondary education. So you will have debt based on your choice. So there'll be some sort of education loan that you'll need to pay off throughout the simulation. So I'm going to go with a bachelor's. And if you picked a career that requires a different type of post-secondary, it will bring you back to that career selection. So if that happens, you just need to make sure you're choosing wisely on career choices and then your post-secondary education. So savings goals, we're going to set up a minimum. Okay, so we're going to select 3 goals, minimum of 1. So you have to have at least 1 selected for each life stage. So you're going to go through different life stages in this simulation. There's going to be 4 total, and you're going to decide how much to save every month towards each goal. And then some goals may be achieved quicker than others. So some of the goals, maybe I want to make sure I have a good emergency fund set up. And in these boxes, it will describe to you what type of goal that is and what you may need to do. And I'll do vacation, retirement, and emergency fund. Okay, so then you're going to click finish. And you might get the loading screen, just have patience, it will come up. So here's our first life situation. So it's going to be teenager. So this is the first stage of life. And right now I'm a daycare assistant. Here's my gross monthly income. I don't have any credit established right now. I'm not in a relationship and I don't have any students. And then there's my goals and my interests. Then I'm going to click next. Now I'm going to figure out my net monthly income. So this is I'm going to subtract my taxes from my gross monthly income to get my net monthly income. So you click on these boxes. So there's my federal, Medicare, and Social Security. So in total, I am contributing, taking home $400 after contributing to the taxes. Now we're going to create a budget, and you will do this after every life stage. So I'm not going to go through all the life stages in this video. I'm going to go through the first one just to show you how to set things up, and then hopefully you'll be able to do this on your own in the next 3 life stages. So a budget is what you're going to plan for your money, and we're going to create that plan, and we're going to use sliders, or you can enter the number in each box of how much you want to spend. So for savings, this brown dot represents the minimum amount recommended for each category. So this is based on your net monthly income and your life scenario. And you have to at least plan on your minimum. If you want to do a little bit more, I encourage you definitely to do that in the simulation. It will provide some great opportunities, and that's fine. It will say above the recommended maximum, which is fine if you want to go above it, but you at least have to have a minimum amount within all of the different categories in order for your budget to be planned and to move forward. And so this minimum budget recommendation is just the initial to begin with. And I'll show you what that looks like as we start making some plans and getting into it. So for now, my emergency fund, since I'm not making too much as a teenager, I'm just going to do the little amounts here and there just so I can get something taken care of. Okay. In my entertainment budget, again, the dot is my minimum. So for all of these, I think for now, because I'm not making very much, I'm just going to hit the brown dot. As you get further along in the simulation and you're in working career, you might be making more money and you might change these to where you're not doing your minimum. But you're welcome to go above. Like I showed you, you'll just get an error message. So it says, as soon as the blue button pops up, I'm finished. So I must not have done some things. So you won't be able to continue until you do that. So make sure everything has a dot, make sure everything's in there. Here it is. So I didn't put my total amount here. It's here in this box, but it's not up here. So I'm going to type in 20. I also did the same. I didn't do the same in retirement, and I didn't do it in vacation. So now that all of those have dollar amounts in them, I should be able to see, yep, my finish button. So again, it's going to load, so just have some patience before you click refresh. So this is going to be Jimmy, and he's going to be your Finance Park advisor. He'll be able to provide instructions and answer some things that you may have confusion on. And if not, of course, your teacher is always another resource to help you through the simulation. Your calendar, when you select the calendar icon at any time, you'll be able to review your monthly expenses, your budget, and financial health. In research, you're going to discover the important information that will help you make wise shopping decisions for each expense category. Just select a business to begin researching. And then during the shopping and buying, you're going to go and shop for the things you need and the things you want. When you're finished, you're going to select a payment method to complete that purchase. So, an important note to remember right here, all payments are final. You cannot go back, you cannot return or exchange. So, if you're unsure if you want to buy an item, do not make your payment until you are ready. My advice for this simulation is make sure you buy the things that you need first versus the things that you want. And that was probably a conversation you had in class. Debit cards. So once your shopping is complete, you have to make a credit card bill payment. Everyone begins with credit card debt today. So you already have that established. And if you selected higher education, you also have student loan debt, which I talked about. Be sure to have enough money to make at least the minimum monthly payment. That is important. But of course, you should always do more. And then stay on budget. Remember, the goal of a budget is to keep your finances on track and not spend more than you earn. You can always check your budget meter to track how well you are sticking to your budget. If you choose to get married, your spouse's net monthly income will automatically be added into your new budget total. But keep in mind, you must budget for your entire family. Okay? Financial health. So, all of the decisions you make, from savings to spending, and even how quickly you pay off your debt, affects your financial health score. So, look for the emoji to know where you stand. How is this calculated? It's calculated by paying down your debt quicker. So, instead of doing your minimum payment for your credit cards or other debt, you go over that payment. So, you pay it off quicker. Accumulating savings. So the more savings you have, the better off. Working towards those goals. So your future goals, I picked retirement, vacation, and savings. Sticking to your budget. So making sure you're not exceeding the amount you budget for in each expense. And then monitoring your credit score, which is a good habit even in the future as an adult. This is how well you manage your credit. Okay. So now it's good luck. Let's get started. So just to recap here, here's that calendar for your monthly expenses. Okay, and it will go through kind of an overview of what this is. So just so you're aware of it. Here is your health meter as well, your avatar. So all of that is in there for you. Here's zoom icons so that you can zoom in and out of the park. And so right now what you're going to see is there's grayed out indicators for businesses. Those are ones you can't shop in right now. Eventually, when you get through the simulation, those will become open. So again, let's start with the things that we need, not the things that we want. So clothing is definitely important. So let's click on clothing. And what you're going to see is there's going to be a brief description about this category, great information to read through. And then we'll scroll a little further. We're going to have some different information about the types of clothing to purchase, some additional information about budgets within America. That's important as well. And then here we are to shopping. So right now I have in my checking account $322 to shop. Right now I don't have a credit card at this time. There's no credit established. So I can either go with shoes, leggings, various different sweaters or skirts. So those are my options for now. So what I'm going to do is I'll just pick the leggings and I'll buy just one for now. And then right now it's at $58. And then here's my method of payment. So because I don't have a credit card, I have to use my checking account. So I'm going to hit pay and I'm going to hit finish. So that category has been shopped and that is a need, right? You can also go along here and any icon that's in blue is also category if you don't want to drag things over here, okay? So transportation is another one. Oops, hold on. There we go. So transportation, let's click on that one. Okay. Again, it's going to provide some great details about transportation and the importance of maintaining vehicles, the cost of a vehicle, things to consider, gas and maintenance, depending on how much you spend. So right now I have $264 left. at this time, I don't really feel like I need to buy a car, so I'm going to do maybe public transportation, or I can do rideshare. That's another option in the simulation. So what I think I might do is definitely pick maybe rideshare for now, just so that I don't have a car payment, and then click checking, hit pay. So right now I have done some of the required shopping. So one of them is clothing, that is required, and transportation is required. And then here's a great thing. Hey, you want to try a new Italian restaurant in your neighborhood? The meal will cost $60. Do you want to dine out? If yes, deduct $60. I think it's okay for now. I'll go ahead and say yes. Okay, so that will be deducted right here from my account. So the other requirement in teenager is school expenses. I have to go here and see what type of school expenses I have and what I need to purchase. So let's go over here. Again, here's all the expenses, some information. You have college textbooks sometimes, school supplies, just depending on education. So what I'm going to do is select maybe, what looks good? School photos. That always happens at the beginning of the year. Definitely important. I only budgeted $4, but that's okay because I'm still with right now. My account is at 154. So I'm still within it. I just went over budget and that's fine. I'm going to pay again. Let's see. Maybe we'll do, no, we're gonna, let's see. Maybe I want to do a club. It still seems like a lot. And if you choose, you may not want to purchase some of this stuff, and that's fine on some of the optional stuff. So let's see, maybe I'll go in and just buy actual supplies and see how that works. Probably a backpack, that's probably important. That's an important factor. So why it's not allowing me to move forward, maybe I just haven't, oh, I haven't selected enough of my required. So this is a required item. See how it says required? I have to have that item. I don't necessarily need to have the backpack, so might need to do a little searching to see what is marked as required. So for now, I need those school supplies, which is why it was marked required. So now I can pay and click finish. I'm still within budget, so that's a good thing. I still have some money. I have $89 left. I already did my dining out. So the 3 required is transportation, clothing, and school supplies. But let's just take a look and see what's in activities. So for activities, I can decide to go somewhere, or I can decide to definitely not choose anything because it is a little $89 left in my budget. It's getting a little expensive. Maybe I just decided to go on a hike with a friend. $5, that's not too expensive. So we'll click pay. And then the categories I have left is, I believe, dining out and self-care. So let's go into those really quick so that you can at least see one full life stage completed. Dining out, I did already spend $60 on dining out, so maybe this is one where I may not want to do something. Maybe I just want to grab a coffee, which is fine, or a breakfast sandwich, something to start my morning off. Or maybe I do get lunch at school one day, I go out with my friends, so let's do that. And that's not too expensive. I'm still within budget. I still have money left over, so that's a good thing. And then finally, whoops, you won a local cooking contest. Very nice. I just got $100 in my checking account. That's awesome. All right, let's go to self-care. Self-care is going to be maybe a haircut or manicure, pedicure, or yoga class, gym membership, whatever sounds good. So maybe I decide, maybe I decide to join a gym. So let's go ahead and click on that and go to my checking account. Okay, so right now I believe I have Shop for Everything, and that is in my teenager life stage. So as soon as you're done completing a life stage, you're going to receive this confirmation screen. So I have finished teenager years. Right now I'm in good financial standing. Here's kind of a summary of my monthly spending and my projected financials over time. And so this will kind of say, this is how much I might have in retirement, 5 years in this lifespan. So I hit 5 years in life stage, and then I'll hit another amount of years in the next life stage. So this is, now it'll ask me to continue to young adult. And then once you click on that, you're going to go through the same thing we did at the beginning. You might have, again, you're going to have some simulation questions just to see where you're at. And at this time, this is where I can kind of choose my future outlook. So maybe I decide whether or not I want to get married or have kids or have pets. So I can select one or more of the images below. And then if you decide not to do this at this time and select finish without checking any boxes, you can do that. And then as you progress to the next life stage, you have that option again. So let's decide maybe I want to have a pet in my young adult life. After I click that, you will walk through the same process as you did in teenager, where you were setting up your monthly budget. And have patience again, because it is loading. All right, so now what the benefit of moving up in the life stage is that now I'm making a little bit more money. I obviously have a credit score now, so I have incurred some debt. Still everything stays the same. And now I still go through and decide on my taxes. And now my net monthly income is definitely higher than it was before. And then you still need to go through and select all of your minimums. You still need to enter all of your savings. And as you can see, it moved up a little bit because I'm making a little bit more money. So I do hope that this helped you understand how to get started and what needs to happen. If you have any questions, please let your teacher know. And I hope you have fun. Thank you.